Mm-hmm. And then it's even says right.
Little technical difficulty. We're trying to get to it. Don't mind us. If you're hearing this. No. I know they're waiting for me to say something.
Yeah, it's showing up in the corner there.
Here's one thing I want to see. Let me make sure it's showing up in the right place.
Good afternoon. Hi, Keith. I saw your message. Thank you for joining us. I don't know if you can see us or not because we're still working on the technical issues here. But we are live already. So we are at the Warrior Healing Center. Oh, Tim tells us we all look good.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So
I might not see it there, but
we're not seeing it on our screen, but they're seeing it out there in the world. Okay. So I'm going to start off the show as a reminder because we have a big event on Saturday. Oh, handsome middle-aged man. He must be talking about you, my guest. No, as far as, okay, so we're live. We're out there. We got it, Eric. Okay. We just don't see us on the big screen here in front of us.
What do you see now, just out of pure
But now I
curiosity?
can see you, so that works.
Oh, then we're good. Then if you can see me, we're good. Forget about it.
That's
Forget
all I
about
need.
it.
Yeah.
But this is your show, so
It's our show.
it's I know, but you're the face that runs the place.
And without you, we don't have a face.
well,
Okay.
technically right now you don't. But
Yeah.
everybody else can see you, so we're all good
Hey,
to go.
yep, that's it. That's what matters. So, looks great. Okay, yep, everybody's got us. Someone needs a haircut. Yeah.
It must be talking about me.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. It can't be talking about
Couldn't be
me. I
talking
don't
about
think.
you.
No. All right.
I
So-
just got 6 inches chopped off. I know there's some people out there, and I sent them to Locks of Love. No, I didn't. I sent Kit, Tim, check your desk. No. Anyway.
But we do want to do a reminder because we have a really big event on Saturday, August 27th. It is going to be at the Chill Factor. If you don't know where the Chill Factor is, I'm going to tell you. It's at 833 East Fry Boulevard. Okay. Saturday, August 27th, starts at 5 p.m., goes for 4 hours, 9 p.m. Now, Chill Factor, have you been there? This place is incredible. It's just, the outside, you can't really tell. It just, one of the just typical buildings on Fry Boulevard. But you get inside, it's all fixed up really nice. Great atmosphere. But we're going to have a bunch of us there. We're going to have Gunny there with his barbecue.
Oh,
So we're going to have Gunny does the best barbecue in
yes, he
town.
does.
Yeah, you know Gunny.
Yes, he does.
So he's going to be there with his barbecue. Oh, yeah. And Eric's going to be there. Eric's going to have, now you're going to bring,
I am bringing my ketones and all that they can be used for, as well as giving away a 5-day trial pack. That means 5 packs of ketones. So come on up, come on out, sign in, shake hands, communicate, talk, have a discussion with every veteran that's going to be there, everybody that's going to be there, and pick up some cool swag.
now, are you going to have flavor? How do you try your flavors? Because you got a whole bunch
I have a
of
lot
different
of
flavors.
different flavors. Normally, when I am out at vending events or whatever, I will go ahead and shake up a flavor. Whoever may want to try one, so try a little sample taste. So I got little paper cup shot glasses, if you will.
Good. Yeah, because I want to try some.
Oh,
So
no
do I
problem.
get? So does that mean I get to pick the flavor?
You can pick the flavor, whichever one you want. I'll be more than happy to shake it up and go from there.
Okay.
You can either have sweeter or less sweeter. I don't want to say bitter. It's not bitter, even though it's hard tart. If you know what a Smartie tastes like,
Yes.
that's right. Some of you are going to have to go way back for that one. And millennials, just pick up the rest.
Okay, so we can sample that.
Yep.
Okay, and Ruby's will be there.
Ruby's chocolate.
Now we're actually not going to bring. We might have some chocolates just to hand out, but we've actually decided to bring, because a lot of people just think we sell chocolates. We're going to bring our infused olive oils and vinegars,
Oh, that's good.
and we're going to let people sample. We have little cups. You can mix them. It's kind of fun. Sample them. So we're going to do that. We got how many businesses all together again? I think we have like 10 businesses, veteran-owned businesses are going to be there.
10 to 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Not all of them will be bringing something. Some will just be there to meet and greet, and so you can learn about their business. If you are a veteran-owned business and you haven't touched base with us yet, then show up on Saturday, introduce yourself, and we can tell you about the network and what we're doing, what we're trying to do, and see if you want to join us. So I know we got other veteran business owners out there.
Yeah.
So
if you're a veteran-owned business, if you're a veteran, anybody, just come on out, enjoy the night over at Chill Factor Hookah and Cigar Lounge. We're going to be going from 5 to 9. Like you said, Gunny's Barbecue is going to be out there, and a host of other small veteran-owned businesses. So it's going to be a good time and get a chance to, if you've never been out there, to experience a new area that's in Sierra Vista. A lot of hidden businesses out here. If you're blinking, you're not catching them. So hey, if you know where they're at, if you don't know where you're at, you're missing something. You need to go. You need to come out. You need to check it out.
yeah, and every one of them needs your support. We're in a small town. We rely on repeat business from our customers. But tonight we have a different guest. Now here at the Veteran Spotlight, we have had business owners on all the previous shows, but we also want to recognize veterans that are doing other incredible things in the community and in the world.
Amen.
So I have invited a special guest who happens to be a good friend of mine, Richard Kidd. And Richard Kidd has recently done something pretty extraordinary. So I invited him to be on the show. You were a veteran. You served.
I served 20 years in the MI Corps.
In the MI Corps, 20 years.
20 years.
So you retired.
I retired 2001.
2001?
2001.
Okay.
Long time ago.
And then you didn't quit.
No, I didn't quit. No, I'm continuing to serve. You know, as a contractor here on Fort Huachuca.
Yep.
It's pretty good. Pretty good gig.
Now I will do a what do you call it when you do a disclaimer? Okay, so the Warrior Healing Center is not promoting any particular church or religion, but Richard Kidd recently went on a mission for your church.
Well, I went on a mission trip. It wasn't for my church specifically, but I went with Ancient Promises. And I'm not a spokesman for Ancient Promises. It's just what I did. And we went to Tanzania. Tanzania. Spent 2 weeks in Tanzania, with the great people there. Learned a lot, experienced a lot. And I tell you, at being there, I learned one thing is that the life we live here is fabulous. The people there couldn't even fathom how blessed we are here. The fact that we eat 3 meals of meat in every meal, and just we were trying to explain the garage. We had to say a house for your car. Because a house for your car, because don't see too many garages over there. They had some buildings. Some building structures, but I still seen a lot of mud brick houses and houses that are they have doors on them. They have some kind of cloth for the window that you see flapping in and out, and that's what they live with. No running water, Now, where we were at, and there's plenty of houses that have running water, but there's also plenty of houses that does not. Where we had running water. The problem was we only had cold water. So we had no hot water. And in the morning this is their what they call we call it winter time. They call it their summertime because it's their dry season. So in the middle of the dry season, it gets a little chilly in the morning, not cold, but a little chilly. And then you turn on the water spigot, and and that water comes out. It's quite cool. And I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't a bit.
It wakes you up.
Yeah, you was definitely awake.
So
You wait for the rest of the day.
So the people that don't have plumbing, running water to their house, do they have to go out every day to get water?
Well, we seen like you see on TV. We seen people with pots on their head, and they're carrying things on their head. I imagine they do. They will have to go out and get it. Everybody we personally talked to, we didn't talk to them about where they lived at or anything like that. The little compound we were on it was owned by Swedish missionaries, and it was a school for their children. So when they left it to the Tanzanian people, and they turned it into a Bible college. So we did have structures there. They were old, but we had structures there, and yeah.
So they just have a hard time even imagining the lifestyle that we enjoy, take for granted. I think we take it for granted. Yeah.
Couldn't even imagine. We were while we were there. So and while we were doing mission, we was talking about service and how you should serve. So as an example, we had a barbecue for them. And so we had a grill. They went downtown, they found the grill, they put a grill up there, and we barbecued for them. And we served them, and we served them, and they were amazed that us being Americans would serve them, and so we served them their meals and all like that. And they asked me, one guy come up, and he says, "Do you all do this all the time?" And I said, "What, you mean barbecue?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Well, in the summertime, I normally barbecue about every other week for my family and all like that." And he was amazed. He said, "You eat like this all the time?" I said, "Well, we have meat with every meal, and we barbecue. I have a barbecue sitting on my back porch." And he was in total amaze. He was totally amazed. He was shocked that we eat like that.
Wow. On a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
And for them, this was like a special occasion.
It was so much of a special. So as we were serving them, they would come up with their plates, and we had this big ladle. It's a nice size ladle. So guy scoops it out. He puts it in his plate. They said, "More." So he scoops it again and put it in their plate, and they're looking at him. So he scoops it again. When he finished scooping, each one had about 1.5 pounds of pork, 1.5 pounds. And by the time you get to the last person, there was about 30 people in that particular class. By the time he got to the last person, there was another line there back for more. And I'm thinking, where are these people putting all this meat at? 1.5 pounds of pork, right? They're going to be sick at the end of the day. But boy, I tell you, they said, when we celebrate. I said, yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I see. You do celebrate, don't you?
You got it. You're serving it. Well, I'm taking it.
I'm taking it, right?
I'm taking it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it was amazing time there.
And your trip sounds so exciting because it's not a typical tourist trip.
Yes.
Where you go and you stay in the best hotels and you go see the sights. You actually got immersed into the culture, the society, and got to understand what it's like there compared to here.
Yes. Well, let's say, how you doing, Tim? But anyway, yes. When we went there, one of the things is we try to live whatever facilities they live in. That's what we live in. We don't want to be like some missionaries go there and we live in one spot, they live in another. We're in a hotel, we come and see them, go back. So we're with them, 24/7. We live in the same lifestyle that they're living. So it was pretty interesting in doing that. Like I said, we ate whatever they ate. We lived like they lived. And and again, they kind of upped their game in what they were eating when we were there. We had with our dinner meal, we had some kind of meat. It might not be a lot on the bone, but it was some kind of meat we would have there. Mainly, I believe it was beef. I do believe it was beef.
You're not sure though.
No.
It could have been the mystery meat, but
I didn't ask, right?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it tastes like beef. It tastes like
So-
beef or pork.
Question I got. So them as individuals, so they don't have all the luxuries that we have in the United States. But how do they feel about their lives in general? Or I mean, with when you compare, because let's face it, there's a lot of Americans that we have too much, and we're still sometimes unhappy.
Right. Well,
What about them?
now, I would say that their lives were pretty simple. And this is one thing I really appreciated about being over there, is that their lives was pretty simple and it was straightforward. They don't have all the social ills that we have here, and going through all the, the specific problems that we have here, with people and their way of thinking, and they want you to think like they think. They just a simple, what is right, what is wrong. And that's kind of how they live life, right? We talk to them about like some of our social problems that we're having here in the States, and they're looking at us like, I don't understand why that's a problem. I don't, what are you talking about, right? So they're looking at us like, have you all gone crazy? You fell and bumped your head or something, and so it's kind of funny to them that we're going through some of the social problems that we're having here in the United States.
So for them, life, I will use the term old school. So
Yes.
they're just simple, old school. This is what you do. This is what you don't do in life, and
That's right.
this is how you fit into our society. And
If you respect people,
Respect
they
people.
live in the now. What I was trying to explain to my family, relate to them what it was like. I would say, you think about the Waltons, right? You think about the Waltons, you think how they live, and it's kind of like that, right? You're on a small scale, not the big house, but you think about the Waltons. I know on TV they have their house all prettied up and everything, but if you think about it, probably a little bit more dusty than look on TV, a little bit more used, a little bit raggedier, and I'll say that's kind of what they're like. I didn't see no TV. There was no TVs. I think I seen a TV one time. We stopped to get something to eat, which was a whole nother adventure. And and I seen people looking at a TV there, but that's probably the only time I seen a TV. Really didn't miss it, to tell you the truth about it. Didn't really think about it. It just wasn't there, So we did what we did. We was there to do a job, to do a mission, and we was there to bring the gospel. That's what we did. But speaking about eating, so on the way there, well, first of all, it took us four whole days even to get to our site. It was like 35 hours of traveling by plane to get to the country, and then we spent another almost 2 days driving to even get there. So you imagine we were tired. So on that last leg of getting there, we were about, I'll say probably about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours from getting to the site, getting to the school. So they said, well, we want to stop and get something to eat because it's about 11 o'clock or whatever. It is late, I think about 10 o'clock, and it's late, and we want to make sure we have something to eat before we have to go to bed, and we'll start because we're going to be starting the next day. So we stop at this kind of like I would say maybe a hotel or something. It's like something sort of similar to that, and they were having a wedding there. So we looked at that and we say, hey, that's pretty cool. And then we sat down to have something to eat. So we're looking at the menu, we're ordering and everything. So we all got our orders in and we're waiting. Look at our clock, and we're waiting. Look at our clock. 2 hours. 2 whole hours later, they're starting to bring the food out.
oh my God!
I'm thinking, you have got to be kidding me. 2 hours? Now we've been traveling for almost 4 days, right? And we go to a restaurant. Now here in America, 2 hours,
Oh my gosh!
We'd have been laying out.
If you go to a fast food place and they don't have your food ready in 5 minutes, then
we'd have walked out and went somewhere else, right?
Yeah, you're already an
no,
unhappy customer.
Yeah, no, for this, it'd have been like Groundhog Day. It'd have just reset if we'd have went somewhere else, and it'd been just 2 more hours. So, so that's what it was like. So now, So I'm thinking, is this like average? I'm thinking this couldn't be. This is just a fluke because we showed up. There's about maybe about 8 of us or so, and we showed up. And I said they weren't ready for us. So on the way back, okay, we leave our site. We're going to Wanza, up near Lake Victoria, and so they said, well, we're gonna get you a good meal before you headed back. So we stop at a place. It's a pretty nice place. So here's what happened. We go in, we sit down, I order something, and it wasn't really much. It was like, we call it was on the menu called sizzling chicken. It's just a little plate, comes on a little cast iron, and it's hot, it's sizzling, right?
Mhm.
We see them here in the United States. So we ordered something to drink. People drink their Cokes and their Sprite. I me some water. They bring me a big bottle of water. We suck that down, or we get another bottle. We just, we're waiting. We ask them, hey, is it, we have to go. What time is it? 3 hours.
3 hours this time
3 hours
before you got your
before
food.
the first plate.
Oh my goodness!
Before the first plate hit, 3 hours. I had got my plate. I ate. I left. And we was going to find a hotel that they was going to go to after that, but they stayed there because everybody didn't get their food. So I would say it was probably about 4 hours to the last person got his food. I'm like, listen, this is an adventure now. I mean, when you out to eat, I don't know if they had to go out and catch it and bring it or what, but yeah, it was.
So you think their sense of time is different than ours?
Yes. Well, first of all, I think so, because one thing is it appears to me, talking to them, they live in the now. They don't live in the future. We look at the future. So what I mean by that is, so if I say, okay, you tell me, well, Richard, we got to be here by 5 o'clock because this is when this podcast is going to start. Well, I want to get here a few minutes early, to make sure I'm here and all like that because it's going to start, right? Because I'm looking to the future. I make sure I'm here for the future. Well, them, it's kind of like it's the now. They live in the now. So they may be on their way here. They may see one of their friends, good friends. So they'll stop. Now they have to be polite. Well, how are you doing, Mr. Robert? How's your family doing? And your wife? Well, how's your kids doing? Oh, yeah. Are they in school yet? And then they have to hold this whole big conversation, right? Even though they know they're supposed to be there. And they're, okay, well, I know I'm supposed to be there in 10 minutes, but I have to be polite because now we live in the now. So then that person leaves, then he gets on his way to coming. He might meet another person. Oh, snap. Now he knows he is supposed to have been here about 5 minutes ago, but I have to be polite, so I'm going to come to this person and we're going to have this same conversation and all like that. And I'll get there eventually, right? I may not be on time, but I'll get there because now is important. And in some ways you can appreciate that. I mean, Americans don't. We're always out there. We're always out there doing big things, making big things, thinking about what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Very seldom are we here in a moment, just talking
and ignoring somebody.
Ignoring somebody. Somebody's talking to you. You're
somebody even close to us.
Yeah, and
sometimes we do that.
Yeah, we sit at home. We sit at home with our wives, and they're talking to us, and we're thinking about what we're gonna do at work tomorrow.
Yeah. Now I'm sure my wife's on here listening. I never do that, right?
Of course. I know you.
Hopefully she'll send a message and says, "No, Robert never ignores me. Never." Yeah. No.
You and I know.
We know.
But we know them other folks out there, right? We know what they're doing, right?
But no, I think that's a good lesson that we're rushed.
Yeah.
We're always hurrying.
Yes.
I mean, you can see when you're driving. I mean, how many times you've been driving and somebody's zooming by you just to get to the red light before you do.
It stopped right before you.
And you're like, why are you in such a hurry? But oh my God, I gotta be there.
Yeah.
I used to tell people, this is the one machine that we have created that now controls us.
It does.
This controls us.
As a matter of fact, I know you in the military used to be a human, and so that requires conversation. How many of the kids don't have no idea how to conversate, have no idea how to ask a question, how to read body language? They just don't do it no more. Mm-hmm. We don't. Conversation is going by the wayside. We don't spend time with each other. We don't even feel obligated to spend time with each other. And I think I think that's part of our social ills is that we see it as a result. We see a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety because we're always in our own little world, our own little bubble, thinking about our own self,
Yes.
right? And we think about our own self, then we have time to meditate on our problems and where we are and what we're not doing and things like that. And and I know that I did 9 years of prison ministry, and dealing with them, and I used to always tell them, I say, you know what, if you're having a problem, if you're depressed and you're sitting there and you just don't know what to do and you're feeling suicidal, other than talk to people about it, but go out and do something for somebody else.
Oh, that's good advice.
Go out and do something, because when you do something from somebody else, what it does is you're not thinking about your problem and you're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about what you're doing, because that's not what we was created. We was not created for ourselves. We're as relational beings. And when you go out and you do something for somebody else, you'll see that all your issues are gone. Your issues only come back is when you stop. Because when you stop, then you sit down and start thinking about yourself and about your problem. Then you just like sink down again, like, oh, woe is me, right? But as long as you're out there doing something, that's what we're designed to do. And that's what I think in our society, what we lack. Back in the day, your neighbor used to help your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
If they had something to do and they needed help, you go to your neighbor help you, you'll help him. And everybody was helping each other. And as a result, we didn't have a lot of the social ills that we have today. But now we sit at home, we're on social media, we never go nowhere, we don't talk to people, we don't help folks. And all this is all about me. Social media is all about me. What I think, what I don't like, what I do like, we even get bullied on social medias. When you and I was in school, we got bullied for real.
Yeah.
You got bullied. You came over the black eye, right?
I got thrown in the garbage can.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like pick you up, throw you in the garbage can.
See, now you don't do that no more. You get online and you get bullied on the keyboard, right? I'll read your stuff and then I'm gonna cry. So that's what I'm saying. We joke about it, but it's a serious thing.
Now, Eric, now you know why I invited him on this show. That was absolutely perfect what you just said. And that's what the Warrior Healing Center is about. Is people, we have this network and we're trying to help each other.
Yeah.
And by me helping Eric and Eric helping me and we're helping Doc, Watering Hole, we're helping the Chill Factor. We're, you're helping other people and not just thinking about your own problems.
And that's love. So, love is an action word. People think love is just an emotion, but no, it's action, and it's putting things into action for other people. The word agape, it's an action word. It's the God kind of love. And so that's what we need to have for each other. Since this is the Warrior Healing Center, I will share this. So I have anxiety. I have anxiety issues, and I take medicine. I take medicine for it. But before I was diagnosed with anxiety, again, like I said, I did 9 years of prison ministry, and my love for people, the love that God has placed in my heart for Him, and my assignment kept me sane and kept me going and I struggled with it. I struggled. Even when I get there, I would. I'll be there to teach, and I would be going through some stuff, and I would pray, and God would calm me down, and I would go ahead and teach. And then I got diagnosed for this. So I say this. One thing is that you don't have to sit still, right? Just because you're going through something, you can get out there. You can still do some things. Just because you're suffering from anxiety or depression. First of all, there's things out there for you. There's people out there that will help you. And you have to recognize what it is. I did not know what it was. How I really recognized it was that I was it was affecting my memory, and they couldn't figure out why. So they asked me to make keep a diary. And I was keeping a diary of things I ate and how I felt and this, that, and the other. And I noticed there was a string of anxiety, right? And I'm like, damn, maybe there's an issue with this, right?
There's a pattern here,
right? Because they kept saying I was depressed. I'm like, no, I am. Anybody that knows me knows that I am probably the least depressed person you will ever meet. Even when I was anxious, I wasn't depressed, right? But I did see that anxiety was an issue. So they gave me some medicine for it. I decided I'll take it. I'll try it. You know, it's a 4-day weekend. I did have to go to work, and it was hard for the first 3 days. But that fourth day, it was a breakthrough, and it kicked in, and wow, you know.
So 9 years,
Yeah,
you were going to the prisons
9 years.
and working with prisoners. That's it.
Having anxiety.
Yeah, having anxiety. But,
I didn't have it before I got there. I had it when I was there, right? No, it was okay. The prison ministry was
and I
great.
know
Great guys.
your service hasn't ended with that. You
No.
you continue to serve. Your trip to Tanzania was a good example of that. You went to another country to serve people.
Yes.
Literally with food,
Yeah,
but also,
with the word of God,
word.
right? They're hungry over there.
Now
And-
I got to pick on you though, because
okay.
before you went on the trip, I was like, I was so jealous. I was jealous of this man. He's going to Tanzania. If I picked a country in Africa to go to, it would have been Tanzania, and for one reason, the Serengeti play.
There you go.
He comes back home. I go, how is the Serengeti plane? And what did he tell me?
Never made it.
Never made it.
Never made it.
So close and yet so far
Yet
away.
so far.
You didn't go to the Serengeti plane.
But what did happen, and this is a blessing, you know. So I met the Archbishop of the New Anglican Church over there, and I mean our teachings were non-denominational. We had Pentecostal, Anglican, we had everybody, right? And he happens to live on the Serengeti.
Really?
Yes. And he was getting ordained in November. He asked me to come back, but you know, I used up all my leave over there the first time, so I can't make it back. But he said if I ever come back over there, he will sponsor me. And he said that's all I got to do is get there. And once I get there, you know,
Well, you got to
I
eventually.
can stay with him, and he'd take me through the Serengeti and see the people that actually still live in the Serengeti the way they used to live, you know, with their livestock around all the lions and everything.
Wow.
So
You got to take advantage of that
So-
eventually.
so-
maybe not
yeah.
this year, but
Yeah.
maybe next year.
Hopefully in about a year and a half, when I save up enough leave, I'll get back over there. And if they have me back, you know, I'll go back with ancient promises. And like I said, I'm not a spokesman for them. It's just a group that I went with, but there are a group worth supporting. If anybody's interested in it, you know, you can look them up online and they'll appreciate any support. We had a lot of support from Village Meadows Baptist Church, you know, as far as financial support and prayer, you know, and my particular church is Calvary Chapel.
Okay.
Right. So those are all good places, you know, anybody's looking for a place to go that they can go.
Are you going to take me next time in a year and a half?
To Calvary Chapel, yes, bro.
No, no.
You don't have to be a year and a half. We can go.
To the Serengeti.
I'm sorry, we can't go this Sunday because I will be out of town. But next Sunday, right?
The Serengeti. That's
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know,
No.
you know, the only problem though, really, is that plane ride back was so hard. I came back on the 16th. And oh my goodness, I'm still feeling it today. It was so hard coming back. I mean, dude, it was like I spent just flight time, not all the layovers, just flight time. 23 hours and 40 minutes.
Oh my
Dude,
goodness.
that is to be sitting. Now that's just sitting on the plane. Then I was sitting, you know, in the airports, you know, and this, that, and the other. So it was unbelievably long. And so now I say that to say this. Now I'll go back to, if I just go over there just to go to the Serengeti. So I go over there, probably stay only like three days or so. So I'm gonna spend probably about 30-something hours getting there, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna be all messed up that first day. You know, hopefully I will enjoy the second day and the third day, right? Just to turn around and come back another, you know, couple of days getting back, and then I'll be all messed up.
And I would, at my age,
at our age, we don't take that. So
yeah,
our bodies
I'm going to
you
take
know,
a long time to recover
yes,
a trip like that.
Yes, but yes,
I know that just the trip I took to Greece was grueling, and that was not nearly as long as you're describing. And I was exhausted when I got there.
yeah, Sardinia is a place I would like to go to. So I mean, you went there. I remember you going there. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, seafood and all this and all the great people.
No, they do eat a lot of seafood, but they don't cook it. It's raw.
and on the other token, I went to Tanzania, and it seemed like they killed it, they cooked it, they killed it again, and they cooked it again, and made sure it was dead. Because I tell you, some of that stuff, I think I'm still picking and chewing. I was chewing on. I would chew on a piece of meat, boy, and I'd be like smiling, just chewing.
They want to make sure everything's cooked really well.
I have had some chicken. They call it chicken cuckoo. I would have some chicken over there, and my goodness, it was like if you can think about beef jerky, double jerky. That's how it was.
But it didn't make you sick though.
Oh no, I didn't.
See, it was cooked to death.
I felt all while I was over there, my body, I felt real well. There was no time I was sick, no time I was not. I didn't even get sick until I came back. I tell you, eating the food here after I got back. Yeah, I was a little nauseous though, but I was gonna eat it because I missed it, right?
Yeah,
I missed it, And the funny thing about it, I said, I can't wait to get a hamburger. I can't wait to get a hamburger. I still ain't ate a hamburger yet since I've been back.
Really?
I ain't ate one yet. I was like, that's all I can think about, boy. When I get to the airport, I'm gonna get a hamburger. No.
Have you had a barbecue since you got back?
No
Nope.
barbecue either.
We can get you a hamburger, but you're gonna have to wait 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours minimum to get a hamburger.
Go outside, wear it out.
Double cook, put on some patties, right?
Wow, so
yeah.
that's amazing. 3 hours to get a meal.
3 hours to get a meal. It was unbelievable. I mean, it was good though.
Yeah,
it was good.
And they treated the service was good, nice.
The server. She was. Yeah,
did they treat
nice.
you good as an American?
Now
Was there any kind of what is it called when xenophobia when you don't like people from other countries?
Oh no,
isn't it? So. Yeah. No. Was there any of that? Like, oh, you're an American,
No, I was treated real well. I tell you, they treat you real well. They want to make you stay comfortable, and very nice folks. And I tell you this another thing. This is how they treat people. This is their mindset. So when we were traveling over there, okay, so we landed, we got in the car, we started traveling. So the lady I was with asked them, she said, well, how long is it? And they said, well, it's about 2 hours, Mom, right? Yeah, okay. So we're traveling about 2.5 hours. Look, how long do we have to go now? Oh, not long. It's just about an hour, just about an hour and a half down the road. Listen, don't know how long do we have to go. So we talked about that. Once we got to the site, and they said, well, this is just our culture. We don't want you to feel uncomfortable. We don't want you to feel put out inconvenience, right? So we try to make it easy for you. So if we tell you, we have an 8-hour drive, we'll tell you only 2 hours. And you ask again, we'll tell you, oh yeah, we almost there.
We're almost there.
We almost there. Just wait a minute. Oh, about an hour and a half. What they do is they try to cushion the impact of the inconvenience on you. Now, for an American, that would drive you up the freaking wall, right? You'd be like, listen, you better tell me when we're gonna get there. Yeah. I don't want to hit them with this 2 hour stuff. How long is it gonna take us to get there? Because we get excited and we get anxious. Again, we live in it. We're already there in our mind. We're just trying to wait till our body catch up with us. Right?
We kind of do that with our kids when they're young, and you're going on a road trip, and they're always asking you, "Are we almost there?" And what do? You say, "Yeah, almost," and you got like 3 more hours to go. But we do that to our children, but we don't do it to each other. Yeah. So it's kind of like telling a little white lie for your benefit.
Yeah, but after a while, that white lie turned black. You be mad, right? You're like, listen here, you need to tell me to be honest with me, right? Yeah. And tell me. And so that was all those things like that. there's a lot of cultural differences, and if you know the cultural differences, you can prepare for them. But like for me, it was my first time, so I'm just hanging on, just going wherever they tell me to go, do whatever they tell me to do, because I want to be, I want to be that good American. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm just kind of observant, because we're there to teach the gospel, and we don't. We're not there to be the privileged Americans that's going to be waited on hand and foot, and because they will. I mean, you put down a bag, that somebody gonna grab it, and they're gonna help you. You have to tell them, no, I got this, right? So, we want to be,
You're there to help them, not have them wait on
you're
you.
right. We're
Yeah.
gonna be on equal footing, like you need to see me equal to you, not above or anything. I understand I'm a visitor. I understand that, you want to be polite, and that's your culture, because they have a hard time with that, because it is their culture. Is that's what they do. They want to serve you, and it's sort of, well, somebody comes to your house from a long way out. You want to, hey, grab your bag, call your kids, grab that stuff over there. We want to help them as well.
Right.
We help people, and that's just natural. I'm seeing around the world. That's how people are, but their culture is a little further out in that area. I mean, they're a little bit more extreme in that, and we want them to know that we didn't come here to be waited on. We came here, as servants, servants of God, to help you out, and stuff like that. So it was a really good experience. I felt a real connection with the land over there, with the people over there. More than I thought I would, and so as far as me, as far as I am concerned, I thought it was an experience of a lifetime. I was blessed to go over there. I was blessed to be able to take the gospel of Jesus Christ over there and talk to them. I was blessed to experience them and their culture, and see their cities, and bless God, their marketplace is right off of TV. You see Indiana Jones, their marketplace, how you see the burlap over top,
Yes.
and them going through the market. But, Indiana Jones, it was wide. Here it was about wide enough for two people to walk side by side, burlap over here, chickens in cages, and everything. And the chickens over there, our chickens are kind of fat, right? Just like most Americans. Chickens over there have muscles, right? they're in fighting condition. They're thin, right? And see no thick chickens over there, and it was and you will go down these little back ways and everything, and all of their businesses are open. They're open to the air. So you will have a little place that they will put all these stuff, but they would sit out front. And you just walk up, and you walk, just walk, look in to see what and just keep walking down, and just look in. It wasn't no stores, like you go inside a store and look around. It's just a little square that they're in. On the side of the road, it might be just a wood, wooden little stand that they put together, and they have some stuff on the stand.
Are they a free society? The people seem like they're very free and
It's
able to live their lives
Yes.
freely.
Yes. The government there, it appears to me by talking to them that they're a little bit more controlling than us, right? We have a free society. The government, under normal circumstances, can't take your land. Under normal circumstances, they can't take your land. But over there, like we were looking at some different facilities that may have been a part of that compound at one time or associated with that compound, but the government took them and made them schools. Because at that time, that president, they was telling me the president at that time did not care about, the Bible schools or religious schools. So he was trying to, unite the country under one language, Swahili, and also, bring their learning, level up in the world. So he was taking different places and making them schools and stuff like that. So obviously, it seems like that's something that they can do over there that we normally don't do over here.
Hopefully.
I said
occasion-
normally.
I think we have a thing called eminent domain. Yeah.
Domain.
It's like,
They'll do that.
yeah.
Right? And they've abused it in the past,
Right.
right? And I'm sure they're going to abuse it in the future. But
So
that's not a norm.
Yeah. So, and it may not have been norm there.
It may not have been.
So it may
You know?
just be very similar to
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
When
it might
sometimes
be.
government oversteps their bounds, and most of the time you can just leave us alone.
I tell you one thing. This will really blow your mind. So on their highways over there, they have speed bumps.
Everywhere?
Yeah, speed bumps. Like every so often you hit there's a speed bump. You have to slow down because it is a speed bump. You know, you're not going to just fly over it.
Right.
You know, so you're getting up to speed and you're flying. You're doing about 15 miles an hour. You know, so then I'll say, should I slow down? Boom, boom. Go over the speed bump. Then speed back up.
Wow.
I'm like, you know, I was over there with this guy called Brian, and we were sitting there like, who puts speed bumps in the middle of a highway? What is?
But it keeps you from speeding.
Yeah, I know, right? You're not gonna speed for too long, right?
Right.
Yeah, speed bumps.
So instead of having the highway patrol waiting to pull you over, give you a ticket, they just put speed bumps in the road.
I ain't seen no highway patrol over there, but I've seen a lot of speed bumps.
Maybe we should do that on 10 going up to Phoenix.
But they did have checkpoints over there. You know, I don't know what they're. I think we asked them one time because they have every so often we would hit a town or come close to a town or something like that, and they would have. It says speed bumps on Highway 10.
Somebody put that.
Oh, you did?
Question for the viewers.
Yeah, the speed bumps on Highway 10 though. Those are movie speed bumps. Those are stationary though, right? But but anyway, yeah. So they had the police over there, and they were building a side road, and they just randomly stop cars, or they would have a guy sitting over there, and he had a chain hooked to a bar on the other side of the road, and I don't know what they're there for, but sometimes the chain will be up, and we slow down, they'll put the chain down, we'll go, but most of the time it'll be down. But the police will stop you and check, and I asked them, I said, so what are they checking for? Why do they stop us? They said, well, in case you have like outstanding tickets or anything like that, they do random checks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have something you're trying to get away with, right, then they'll catch you.
They'll get you.
But yeah, I mean, for us, just seeing police on the side of the road, all right, I guess we do see them, but they don't stop you unless they have a reason.
Yeah. So there they can just do it random, a random check, a spot check,
like we do, when we have our DUI checkpoints,
right?
Right. They just stop people randomly and check.
Yeah. Wow.
But
so overall, it was a fabulous trip. Even not the travel part. Yeah. The travel part, getting there and getting home,
that was an adventure.
Was grueling. It was just bad. Grueling.
Yes,
long flights, and you didn't get to go first class. Probably.
No,
it was cold.
Yeah, I was back with the people. But once if I go back, right,
first class,
I'm gonna look into what first class, how much that costs,
or maybe have enough time to break up the trip where you fly in a hotel, make another flight.
This time,
all
the itinerary was given to me, and so I can't try. Okay, yeah, it's the itinerary was given to me, so that's what I had. I mean, I could have changed it, but I would incur the cost of changing.
Right.
If I wanted to.
Yeah.
But besides, even if I change, I still have to make. There's people on the other side that's waiting on for you at different points, so you have to make sure that you make your arrival times.
Were there Americans there waiting when you
got
off the plane?
When I first hit Dar es Salaam, which is a coastal city, it's a big city. They had an African guy there waiting on for me, and he took me from the big international airport into this smaller airport and got me in. And good thing he did, because that smaller airport, I tell you what, it was like the way I can explain it, it was like a Greyhound bus station. You're looking at all the people around and you're like, this does not look safe at all. so you're looking like, oh my God, now I got all these bags and stuff, my backpack, I'm trying to keep all my stuff close to me and everything like that. And it was an adventure. And then I got in there. So he got me in. So he left after he got me in. You have to, going into the airport, you have to go through a screening. So you screen going into the airport. You screen once you're in the airport. You screen going before you go, when you get to your gate. All those are screenings, right? So I screened getting in there, and then this airport was so small. You know, once I went through the first door, I was there really at the counter. So I go to the counter, and now he's gone. I go to the counter. I walk up to the counter, and the lady asked me, where am I going? And first of all, she was speaking Swahili. I'm like, hey, you speak English? And so she asked me where I'm going. So I look at my paper, and I'm saying, Mube? And she's looking at me like, I'm like, here, right here. This is where I'm going. So she looked like she was kind of frustrated. So she takes my paper, and then she tells me to put my bags on the scale. So I put my bags on the scale, and then she tells me, okay, well, you have 2 bags. It's going to cost you $40. Well, I didn't have, I didn't have no shillings. So I had to go back out. Now he's gone now. So I had to go back out that airport, and then I had to go back down to the international airport to cash the money and then come back. So I come back. Long story short, I come back in there, and then she looks at me. She said, wait a minute. She goes down. She starts talking to this guy. And they're laughing and giggling. They just having a good time. I'm looking like, I got to make this flight. And she is not even worried about me. She's down there, planning her day, right? And I'm thinking, oh, my goodness. And I mean, there's no, it seems like this is just an average over there. There's no sense. We are business minded. We have supervisors that make sure you stay on the job and you're doing your job. Over there, it's kind of like, hey.
Yeah, when you go to
I get to you when I get to you. If I got something more interesting to do over here, I'm going to do it. Right? But that was just at that one particular
It is a little nerve-wracking when you travel. Well, like when I went to Crete for the History Channel show. And a long flight, went to Istanbul, to Athens, and then to the island. Well, I get on the island, and I'm dead tired. It's late at night. I think it was like 11 o'clock at night. And a little tiny airport. And I walk out, and I found my luggage. There were some people there holding signs, but I didn't recognize anything. And I'm like, okay, there's nobody here to meet me. I'm like, okay. I thought maybe somebody was going to be there to meet me. It's 11 o'clock at night. I got to find my way to the hotel.
I know, right?
And so I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm like, I'm just going to go outside, sit down, have a cigarette, and then figure out what I'm going to do next. I got my luggage at least. 4 Greek guys come out. There's 4 Greek guys. They come out and go, are you Robert? And I'm like, yes. We got a van. Get in the van. And I'm like, and I was like thinking to myself, okay, either I'm getting a ride to the hotel or I'm in trouble.
Or you taking the long ride.
And they turned out to be really nice guys. They were all part of the crew that they had hired locally and to take care of things. But it can be a little unnerving when you're on your own.
You can't read the language. You're in an airport. I travel a lot, so we work together. I travel a lot, so I'm used to navigating my way through the airport and getting to where I need to be. So I'm not really worried about that. But I hit Doha and in Qatar, and I'm in the airport, and they don't post the flights until 2 hours before the flight. So now I'm in there, I have a 6-hour layover. I'm trying to find out where the heck I'm supposed to be in this big airport, but it's not on none of the boards. And I'm asking people, and they're like, I don't know, look at the boards, right?
You're looking into the future. You're too much into the future. We're here and now.
But this is Qatar, so I'm thinking, I'm looking everywhere. And, I'm walking down here, my feet are getting sore. I got this big pack. Because, I packed clothes for these 2 days, right? Just in case my luggage didn't get there, So I'm carrying this big old backpack, right? That's sticking way out there and going to the airport. And I'm telling you what, it was something. It was nerve-wracking because you're like, if I miss this flight, I'm not even in country yet. If I miss this flight here, I don't know who to call. I don't know who to contact.
Right.
They're waiting on for me at the other side, right? And so So it is, but really, in all seriousness, it is. Sometimes it can be a little nerve-wracking, especially when you're outside the country. Being in the military, we already know about that. Being outside the country, you deal with it.
Yeah.
But and again, unfortunately, I didn't know night or day which day it was. But I didn't take my medicine. Here it is. I got all this stuff roaring up inside of me, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little anxious, right?
A little anxiety.
A little anxiety, right? But we gonna make it, right?
Yep.
And so, but we struggled through it. We got there. It was all good, and we continue on with the mission.
So lessons learned. I mean, and thank you so much for coming in and doing the show with me. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, brother. I mean, fabulous experience. And again, the lessons learned that Richard shared with us is that servicing other people helps yourself. I mean, you could say, well, in a sense, that's a little bit egotistical, but it's altruistic egotistic, right? You help other people, and it's going to come back on you. You're going to help yourself in the long run. And I think you're absolutely right. A lot of us, and we've gotten to the point more and more, and I've seen it in my 65 years change, where I live more in a bubble now than I did when I was younger.
Absolutely.
I mean, because like you said, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have all the you had three channels on TV. And mom and dad decided what
CCVOB, right?
And they decided what you watched and what you didn't watch.
You was the channel king.
Oh, you're right.
Boy, change that channel.
You're right.
And if you had money, you even had UHF, right? You got the antenna, so you get UHF, right? So that fourth channel.
So we didn't sit around. We were outside all the time playing. And then when I was a teenager, you're always doing things with your friends. You're out about doing sports or activities or whatever.
And the TV did end. It went 24 hours, right?
Yeah, and you did help each other. If a buddy, a friend would call up and go, "Hey, I need help with something," you were right there.
Yes.
And then when you needed help,
you watched out for each other's kid. You watched out for each other's property. You actually talked to your neighbors. You knew who they were and their family and their life history, because you actually sat down and talked to them, invited them to a barbecue or whatever. People we were more of a community there, and so we were more united, and that's the way. And like I said, the Bible says, "A house divided against itself can't stand," and that's what we are as a community. We are getting divided, or more divided, on race, and gender, and all these different things, and look what. The house is not standing. Our society is we're tearing it down with our own hands. Yeah, and we don't see it.
No, you're absolutely and wisdom.
Yeah,
you have wisdom coming from you. Yeah. So hey, Saturday is an opportunity. Here's my plug again. So Saturday, Chill Factor, come out. You get to meet us in person, real people helping each other. We want JD's a great guy. We're hosted at his business, Chill Factor.
And before you go out there, if you need a little wake me up, you can go to Ruby's Chocolate and get coffee. They have some excellent coffee.
We don't serve. You got to take the coffee home.
Yeah, you got to take the coffee home and brew it yourself. But it is great coffee and all kind of teas there. So I would encourage you to go out and get the teas. Yeah. I love them. Love them.
So no, and same thing is
in the white truffle garlic. What was that?
White truffle garlic olive oil.
Olive oil.
Yeah, and I'll have that
salad.
I'll have that there Saturday.
That is the greatness.
And some sugar-free chocolate, and some keto cookies, and some beef jerky.
You know what? You got to come into. You got to come into the store for all that.
I mean, if you want to take the sugar out the chocolate, man, what's the use? Sugar-free. I mean,
who's diabetic.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
No, we went.
We got. I guess we gotta love you too, man. But
But we're having it back to Chill Factor because it's their location. We're supporting
Yes.
JD, and it's a chance to meet the rest of us in the network as we support our fellow business owner, veteran business owner. So again, all you veterans out there, you got this man right here as an example. He goes out and serves. He retired from the military, but he never stopped serving. And he goes out and serves other people in many different ways. And he gets to return. I know personally, he gets to benefit. It comes back to him. And I know he doesn't do it for that reason.
No.
I know he doesn't do it for that reason, but it comes back to him anyway. And he's blessed for his service. And so, yeah, if you've got something and, reach out to any of it, reach out to the center here, reach out to our network, any of us business owners, and say, hey, I want to get involved in something, and we can help you, we can guide you, and whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be something we're doing or we're interested in, but we could still help you. And that's what the Warrior Healing Center is all about. They help people for any issue. Any issue a veteran has, they will find the resource to help them out.
I didn't know that the Warrior Healing Center existed, so I'm just now finding out about it, and I'm looking at all the resources that they have. You all need to come down and check them out. You really do. It seems like they're doing some great stuff for veterans, and I think it'll be a blessing to you.
Yeah, and we're trying. That's what we're doing here, right, Eric?
That's right.
Yeah. So, thank you again
Yep.
for being on my show. Hey, Eric. I'm going to do it this time. So who do we have on the show next week?
Oh no, who do we have on the show next week?
Well,
You want to give it as a surprise, or you want to
no, you are going to have to. You're going to have to tune in to find out. That's how we get people to tune in every week. You don't know who's going to be on the show until you tune in. Yeah, that's it. But it's going to be I think it'll be a decent show.
Well, I'll start.
Yeah.
Every show's a good show.
Yeah. Eric's going to host the show next week. I'll just say that.
And I'm gonna send some outstanding people your way. Business owners I know, like Mr. Ulysses Smith, and has a great business, and his wife has a boutique down near Post, and something that you all need to check out.
And he's a veteran?
He's a veteran.
You got to talk to him for
Retired
us.
Sergeant Major. His wife, she has a boutique. She retired E8, and they're really good items, and the price is great. The price is going to surprise you.
Then they need to
This
be
is
part
here
of.
in town.
They need to be part of our network.
Yes.
That's what we want. So I think our time is up.
Okay. Well,
We're going to sign out. Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Richard. Really do appreciate it. It was a good show.
thank you, and Jesus is Lord.
You got it. All right.